Hey guys, what's going on? Train Vlog back here again, and I think I am ready to make this video after it's been so long since this character came out. And I'm making this video after NRS has announced that we are definitely getting a balance patch for the game after EVO. So I'm kind of interested because the phrase they used was exciting changes. So it could be hype, but it could turn out that they may surprise us. You know, you never know what'll happen. But I want to make this video anyway because Quan is a top 3 NRS character for me. I play him in every single MK game he's ever appeared in, except this one. This might be, despite the fact that his power level is like pretty equal comparatively to the cast of this game compared to previous games where some games he was like total garbage, right? But he had win conditions that allowed him to beat even the top tier characters at times, right? So the problem is we have a Quan who is overall stronger in every way, more well-rounded, but he's overall weaker for it in a very weird kind of a way. And they failed my boy here. And this was one of the characters I wanted to play in this game, and I just could not stomach it. I probably played him in total for about 60, 70 hours before I was like, yeah, this is just not going to work. And this is after all the buffs he's gotten and everything. And yes, there's been people who've been able to make him work, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to speak for every Quan player when I say that none of the Quan players like how Quan plays in this game at all. So I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about, like, basically what he needs both nerfs and buffs. Because what we want, you know, the fucking black magic sorcerer with tons of, like, traps and buff and debuff effects and stuff like that. I think that's what people like when they think about Quan Chi. And NRS kind of put themselves in a corner because they gave him this move. So the problem with the armor portal is the armor. And you cannot buff Quan Chi as long as he has this move. Right? And Quan Chi players don't like it because the gameplay it encourages just feels really ugly. You're just fishing for a hit, put the portal down, and then you just force scrambles over and over, these ugly scrambles, and try to random out people with the armor tick, right? And then it doesn't feel good to the other player to fight Quan Chi this way. It's just kind of annoying. There's not really consistent counterplay to it. And it doesn't give him any kind of edge in matchups where he has a harder time. So all that this move did was it made his good matchups better and his worst matchups the same. And it's just kind of boring, to be frank. And it's put him in this strange place where he just kind of brawls, but he's brawling in this ugly, gimmicky way. And I think I speak for all Quan Chi players when I think we would all rather have a zoner based around traps and portals, right? So I want to talk about what I would do to this character to, like, bring him into, like, up to date, right? So the first thing I want to talk about, and I think a lot of Quan Chi players could agree with this, remove the armor from Orange Portal, and instead of the armor, you give him the MKX Sorcerer chip buff while this is active. So, if you don't know, in MKX, he had this variation called Sorcerer, and it had a portal that if you put it over somebody, I think it tripled your chip damage. I think so. I think it tripled your chip damage on block. If that would be very much more in line with the Quan Chi that, like, Quan fans like to play, right? And it would be more interesting. So that's the first thing I would do is I would remove the armor from the portal, keep the meter drained, and then give him the MKX Sorcerer chip buff while this is active. Second thing I would do is This might be insane to some people, but I'm going to suggest it. So I have said before that I am a fan of universality when it comes to basic tools, but I'm going to make Quan an exception. I think Quan has a 8-frame stand one and a 9-frame down one. The thing is, I would go in the exact opposite direction, man. I think he needs a 6-frame stand and down one. I am not joking. I'm not fucking around here. I think Quan should be the one character in the game that can punish -7 and has like a good defensive poke that breaks the rules. I think he is the one character who you can justify this with, especially since his defense is otherwise so bad. You know, his armor is terrible, etc. And this makes him better as a zoner, right? Because you can't be like flagrantly careless with what you're trying to do to rush him down either, right? So, and it's not like this would do much for him, you know? It's not like he's getting much damage off 1-3 here. I don't even know what you do here usually. Probably like something like this. You know, he's not getting much damage off this is my point. Yeah, I think his stand and down one should actually be 6 frames. It's like the one exception to my universal rule thing I can think of. Is Quan. I think he should be able to do that. I also think Purple Portal needs to be more valuable, or it needs to be better. So right now the way Purple Portal works is you get enhanced fireballs for as long as it remains, or it goes away after 2 shots. I think this needs to be 3 shots before dissipates. So I would, I would up it to 3 shots instead of 2, and I would really consider. I know that there are some people who really would not like this. I think when this is up and you have these fireballs, I think you should not be able to flawless block the chip on these. I've said this before, I think, but this is a big one. This prevents Quan from zoning, period, in an effective way. If he could chip you with these, this would be so good for him. And I really do not think this would be over the top. I just don't. I don't believe it would be. I think it would be okay. I think that this game, you know, part of it is it's too rush down oriented because NRS for some reason they're just terrified to make defense or like keep away styles of play good. And I really think, and I'm going to say it again, I said it in a previous video, although I don't remember which one, that I really believe when it comes to fighting games, I believe in a build it and they will come kind of philosophy, in that if you provide people with a game that has varied archetypes and a lot of complexity, that it will sustain itself. It will attract people. You will get people who will evangelize the game to others and get them into it. I do not think they need to cater to the idea of people who are alienated by things like zoning. I just don't think this is true. MK already has everything else going for it. It has presentation. It has, you know, cinematic story mode. It has all that shit, right? The gameplay, for some reason, is just where they keep compromising, and I think they don't have to. They just don't have to do that. So that's another thing. Make this just unflawless blockable. Enhanced skulls just make them completely unable to be flawless blocked. Period. And no ands, ifs, or buts. Period. So probably the last thing I want to share my thoughts on too is down skull. So this move is obviously very good, and you would have to be very careful about the EX version. But I am going to be honest here. I think instead of launching them away from you, I think this should launch you toward Quan. Instead, I think it should go the opposite direction. It should launch you toward him. And this makes this way scarier neutral. and this plays more into his idea of this trapping space control zoner, right? Like that's the entire point or the fantasy of this character, right? He trances you, he like takes control of you. That's the entire idea behind Quan, is that he is so powerful that he gets to dictate what you can and can't do, right? But he's always had bad defense as a result of that, right? That's always been it, and I think that's fine. I think it's okay that Skydrop kind of sucks. You could even justify with what I'm suggesting. You could even just give him no armor at all. Just take the armor off of Skydrop. But I really think that, and that's not much, but I think what I just suggested would fix this character's viability instantly. It would give him more of an identity in the game. It would satisfy Quan fans more than, his current iteration does. And it would make him feel powerful in a way that's like very appropriate to his character. So, yeah, just kind of another quick video I wanted to make that's been on my mind. I kind of hope that maybe he'll get buffed in the post-Evo patch. Maybe he won't be, but I really would like this character to be better. I want to play him, but I just don't like the way he plays in this game. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. But so let's go over this again real quick. Bullet points, what I suggested. So take the armor away from Orange Portal and instead replace it with the Sorcerer Chip buff. Make it the exact same damage calculation. Give him a 6-frame stand 1 and down 1. Make Purple Portal allow you to do 3 skulls before it disappears, and make Purple Portal skulls on flawless walkable. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, and make a EX down skull launch toward you instead of away from you. That's all I think you need to do to this character. Now, I do want to suggest one other thing, and some people may think that this would be overkill with the changes I already suggested. Maybe it would be. Is I think EX low tentacle should be 1 bar. This move is not that valuable that it needs to be so expensive. At least in my opinion. Unless if you want to give him a defensive option, take away the armor from Skydrop and instead make EX low tentacle an invincible reversal and wake up attack. So give him a reversal invincible launcher or wake up launcher for 2 bars. Just a suggestion. But that's my thoughts on Quan in this game. I really wanted to play him, but he's just too lame for me. I play him a ton in MKX. It was actually my main in MKX. He was my secondary in MK9. I played Kenshi and Quan Chi. And I played Quan in all the 3D games he was in. And yeah, he's one of my favorite characters, but he's so lame in this game. So anyway, that's my thoughts about Quan Chi. I'm curious what you guys might think about him. Definitely a character that I feel like has been kind of failed by NRS in terms of this version of him. And definitely for me the most disappointing character in the game. Everyone else, this game has all my favorite MK characters in it. And I think all of them have been done pretty well except Quan Chi. He's the one that I feel like is the big failure. But I think that what I suggested would be the best things to do here. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're a Quan Chi player, if you feel like you resonate with any of these ideas I'm talking about here. If you think I'm like on crack or something for talking about buffing him at all. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you later.